Well, good evening, everyone. You're listening to Red Pill 78. I am the Corruption Detector, and this is your Red Pill News for Saturday Night Livestream. Just a quick disclaimer, RPN is not responsible for the views, actions, or opinions of its guests or advertisers, and an appearance on RPN is not to be considered an endorsement. Information contained on this program is not to be construed as medical or legal advice, and the viewers of RPN are encouraged to do their own research. But with that in mind, I do want to let you know that my good friend JasonWasAGentile is joining us here tonight, back from the dead, or, not so much. Just I haven't seen him on the program for over a month, so it feels weird. But listen, guys, I love all of you. Thank you so much for your patience with me not doing a show last night. I hope you understand that my girlfriend is the absolute most important thing in my life next to this show. So, love you guys. We're going to be right back after a quick word from our sponsor, and we'll talk to you soon. When emergencies strike, there's always news stories about long lines of people and empty store shelves. Well, there's no need to be part of that chaos and the possibility of having to deal with FEMA food lines. Those that know what's coming are using today to prepare. You should make a plan too, and you can start by building an emergency food supply. I trust and use My Patriot Supply, and you can too. They're the experts in emergency preparedness and have guaranteed 2-day delivery. Disasters won't wait, and neither should you. This week, you can save $70 on a 2-week emergency food kit when you go to my special website, preparewithredpill78.com. My Patriot Supply food kits last up to 25 years in storage and include breakfasts, lunches, and dinners. Order today and receive guaranteed 2-day delivery discreetly to your door. Take action so you're ready for what's coming and save $70. Those that know what's coming are preparing, and you can go to preparewithredpill78.com and get yours today. Once again, that's www.preparewithredpill78.com. And remember, when you support my sponsors, you support this channel. All right, guys. I'm telling you, we got something special in store tonight with my good friend, JasonWasAGentile. You guys, we're just going to just allow people to file in. Please remember to like and share this broadcast. Remember to share it on your favorite social media platforms. Remember to email it to all of your friends and loved ones, because that is the best thing you can do to help this program out, you guys. And I just want to let everybody here know how much I appreciate each and every one of you. Without you guys here with me every weekend, or even every day if you guys come for the regular shows, this would not be the same type of situation, you guys. So you guys are the best. I love you all. And tell me what you think about this new song. I see lots of people from Michigan in the house. I see Australia. Yeah, this is kind of like Knight Rider. And that's right. That is what I prefer, Haterproof. Synthwave is my jam. People from Indiana, Cincinnati. Where else? Houston. Port Macquarie. Don't even know where that is, but sounds awesome. Ohio Valley, Whittier, California. Alabama, Kekistan. It would not be a show if Kekistan was not representing. Idaho, Steve Holcomb, thank you. Where we go one, we go all. That's right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Also, Dana wants to know when I'm going to be on Tinfoil Hat again. I'm telling you, bro, that's coming up soon. That is coming up very, very soon. What else? Who do we got here? Ooh, my camera is just a little bit off. Let me fix that. There we go. All right. Missouri, Tucson, Arizona, Eastern Washington, Maine, Albuquerque, New Jersey, upstate New York, Park City, Utah, Minnesota, Aspen, Colorado, another Australian, my friends from Oz, present in Massachusetts, Bakersfield, Oregon, Chicago, Austin, Texas, Leona, Texas, Q fam, all of my fam, guys, I love you. And I'm sure that you also know that I love this guy right here. Jason was a Gentile. Jason, let me unmute you, buddy. Are you there? Hold on. Oops. Wrong mute. There we go.
Jason was a Gentile. Did you miss me? I missed you. Did you miss me? I missed you. Yeah.
We definitely missed you, dude. We definitely missed you. So you've been a busy boy, dude. You know, your channel is growing. You're doing a lot of different things now. So tell me, what's been going on since the last time you were here, since last month?
Well, let's see. Maybe some people know I have throughout December, I was reading every chapter of the book Inside Trump's White House and just feeling like really getting some inside scoop on a book that I think is going to be deemed as like a historical text, you know, in the next however long. Yeah. Already now, I guess. And Christmas was all happening and then doing all that, doing some New Year's, and then took a little break for a while and just getting busy on the YouTube channel and doing a lot of Bible studies on the YouTube, the good old YouTube.
Yep.
Using the platform. And then just released a song yesterday. So
that's right. I wanted to show you guys this song because unfortunately it is, oops, the wrong one. It is a remix of Gonna Get Physical, which is one of my favorite songs from when I was a child. It's going to be biblical, is Jason's take on it. Obviously, a little play on words with our favorite Anon right there. Absolutely love it. You're dead to me. Oh no, guys, I didn't have a flannel that was appropriate to wear tonight. I was gonna be like, you know, Patriot and plaid, but I couldn't. And then Jason wears plaid. I feel like he upstaged me a little bit. But you guys, I do want to drop this link to Jason's new track because it is awesome as always. We're gonna throw that into the chat. There we go. Oops. Oh, Dana Finkler, there we go. I am going to be on Tinfoil Hat soon, Dana Finkler. Let's see. And here we go. Back to... Dang. There we go. There we go. I got it. All right. I see somebody asking about BCP in the chat. BCP is going to be on the show very soon, you guys. He's already scheduled. It's just for a couple of weeks away. And then, let's see, Seabass says, oh yeah, when are you going to have BCP on? Love you too, RP. I sure hope so. Thank you very much. Glad you're here. And then, Baby Yoda, try not to smile. It is impossible for me to not smile when I'm on this program with all of you guys. You guys, let me see. I just want to check and see how many people we've got filed in. 1,700 people, Jason. 1,700 of our closest friends are with us tonight.
That's a whole bunch.
That is a whole bunch, man. So what'd you do for the holidays?
Well, I guess I'm still kind of coming down from Christmas. I had such a big Christmas. We had a big family, so had everybody over to my house. You know, we had a bunch of good food. We had so much because it was all contribution. You know, we had so many appetizers that we kind of spoiled dinner. You know,
as it is sometimes.
Just keeping up with those New Year's resolutions, man. Just keeping up with them.
Yeah, I haven't stuck with mine, dude. I was like, you know, once I get past the holidays, like, I'm going to start working out. And like, everything's going to be different. I'm going to get back on keto. It hasn't happened yet. But, I mean, like, something tells me it's going to be happening very soon. Because if I don't do something, then, like, I'm going to have to buy new clothes. And I just can't do that.
That's hilarious you said that. I was driving with my wife today. I was like, you know, I think I'm going to start working out in April.
There you go. I'm just going to wait till the spring, because then I can run outside and stuff, you know.
I'm going to convert all this into muscle, just so you know what my plans are.
I swear, honey. I swear. You know, the one of the first things I wanted to show you here, Jason, this was a post from the boards that Methods had pulled up and sent over. And it says, probably nothing, but I was reading Genesis and this verse popped out. Genesis 7:11, in the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 17th day of the second month, on that day all the springs of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened. Will something significant happen on February 17th, 2020, the beginning of the flood that our favorite Anon has mentioned. And I thought that was an interesting little coincidence, because obviously, the song that you wrote, it's going to be biblical. I mean, how many times have we been told that, I mean, like, we've been preparing for something of this nature. And it would not surprise me at all if they threw that in on the 17th of February, and that's coming up really soon. What do you think about the Trump administration's new kind of tactic? President Trump has been acquitted now. He just had the best State of the Union in the last 3 years. Chorus feedback on my voice, huh? Okay, let me see, guys. I might need to change something in here. Let me see. Let me see. Let me try something here. Is it really that bad? Huh? Sounds like you're in an echo chamber. It wasn't like that before. Very weird.
Here, let me hit mute on mine and see if that does anything.
Okay. Yeah? Oh, I see it. I see it, guys. Thanks for telling me. There was, and I have it set up for an extra mic, so you can turn yours back on, and it should be good.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So it's done. Thank you guys. I appreciate you helping out with the sound levels. You guys have probably heard me say that I travel quite often. I mean, I've got like a mobile studio that like my girlfriend and I don't live in the same state. Okay. So in order to see each other before we get married, before we move into a home together, I have to travel back and forth a couple of different times a month. And it requires me to have a mobile studio. So every time I set up my studio again, it's like everything inevitably changes. Like my home studio, it's exactly the same. Every time I go in there, I don't have to worry about anything. But this, yeah, audio is good to go now. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, it's okay, you guys. It's okay, because for the better part of the last 2 years, I've been saving my money so that we can, buy a home together. And so hopefully before too long, it won't be like this anymore. Honey, you're watching upstairs. I love you so much. And she definitely knows, yes, Southern Rebel. So don't even worry about that. That's in the cards as well. So, but there's a time and a place, and I don't want to spoil it. All right. So Trump on the offense. All right. Up until the acquittal, they were kind of soft-footing all this stuff. I mean, it was like the Republicans were just getting steamrolled. And that's one of the things that people get really upset about is, the Republicans don't do anything. Lindsey Graham's all talk. He never actually does what he says he's going to do. Well, now, after the acquittal has taken place, there is no ammunition left in the Democrats', playbook. And now Trump came out the next day, I mean, like clearly making swipes at Nancy Pelosi, I mean, putting it out there, I don't like people who do this, people who, pretend to use their faith, in order to demonize me. And now we learn the next day that the Republicans, the GOP, have an ongoing investigation. It has been going on into the Bidens and into the corruption there in Ukraine. The Secret Service is already cooperating. The Treasury Department is already cooperating. We've got Rudy Giuliani dropping breadcrumbs on a daily basis. I mean, how do you feel about this stuff?
Me, I'm feeling like I've seen a change. I've noticed what you're saying. And I felt like at the prayer breakfast and after the acquittal and all that, I've been noticing a change in Trump's nonverbal, right? I mean, like it's a little bit in his nonverbal, but he sounds like he's kind of angry now. He's like, how it is, like you're up to bat and this isn't the time to swing, but right before nobody knows, and then you get that face on, you're like, whack. And I feel like I'm hearing that in his voice. And how do I feel? I feel so pumped because still, I'm just saying, like, still I'm seeing division within friendships and family because of ideologies. And for some reason, I'm being considered the crazy person. Don't know why, even though I base all my decisions on facts.
Are you talking about family or like work or something like that?
Just in general, how do I feel? How I feel. It's all the same stuff that's been going down. Yeah. That I'm seeing out in the social fabric. Yeah. And I feel like I've been so pumped about where we've been headed here as this microcosm on the internet or whatever, this movement we've been knowing all along. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like, okay, when a guy decides he wants to make a strong move, he has to deal with the consequences, whatever they are. And I feel like I've been mentally preparing myself this whole time for Trump to make some strong moves. So I'm not being nervous about, when people don't know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, like, I feel like this is, it's been setting the stage, all of these years, allowing all this stuff to play out, and there's talk now of expunging that initial impeachment, once the Republicans retake the House and the Senate at the end of this year in November. I really do think that that's going to take place. And because honestly, I think that the Democrats knew this entire time that they never were going to be able to impeach him. Okay, they knew that maybe they would be able to initially, but they'd never be able to convict him, and they just wanted to leave a black eye on his reputation, if you want. Real quick, I need to say thank you to Berserker Bear. Thanks for everything, Red Pill, and God bless. Thank you, Calbino and Julia Tennant for joining the program as members. Michael Kenny says 17 now for the famous Q-posted Red Pill 78. Thank you, Michael Kenny. That's right. Yeah, I was in a post today. Somebody else made a video. I believe it was High 512 or something like that. That's their name on Twitter. We'll look at the post here in a little bit. But they included myself, and we know, and Jordan Sather in like a clip. They took a bit from Joe Rogan's podcast. Eddie Bravo was talking about these new people bringing the news. We have changed the dominant paradigm. This is a totally new situation, and these people who were previously in power, they are freaking out now. Jojo K, every time I get on the air, I mean to say thank you to you. Thank you, Jojo K. Thank you very much. Yes, it was like a week ago. I appreciate it. Let's see. Dana asked, when will you be on Tinfoil Hat? That's coming very soon. Steve Holcomb says, thanks, RP. Where we go one, we go all. And then once again, my good friend Baby Yoda. Thank you, Baby Yoda. Mandalorian Season 2 coming up in a few short months. Very, very pumped for that. Did you see Mandalorian Season 1, Jay?
I haven't, man, but the cover looks so good. I've been wanting to see it.
It is so good. It is so good. No commentary, you guys, on Joe Rogan. I'm just saying that was where the video came from. That was overlaid. And then our favorite Anon was posting it to show, this is what the news is now. So I am honored and humbled to even be a part of that. So it was really awesome to see. And then Seabass asked about BCP. That's right. Michael Kenny said that I'm dead because no flannel. Daniel Turgeon says, let's go, World Patriots. Smash that like button. Please, guys, do smash the like button. And don't forget to share. And if you're subscribed, maybe just make sure that you are still subscribed and hit that notification bell so that we can make sure you guys get these videos as soon as I put them out. And then Son of a Green Card said, his speech at the prayer breakfast made me inaudibly hear the sound of a belt racing through belt loops. Yeah, the glove's coming off. That belt is about to get wrapped around somebody's hand, and Nancy Pelosi is going to take a whooping. And not just her. I mean, so many of these people know exactly what they did. It was a travesty, not only for President Trump, for his family, for the Republic, for the American people. It was all of the above. And it is a black eye on the face of America and on the legacy of the Democrats when it comes down to it.
Yeah, there's a mass exodus going on. You see the independent, they're in the polls, what independents favor. And I was like, oh.
I saw it was 82% independents or something like that were favorable of the speech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. I need to request a review on the video because we got locked down already. Let's see. Thank you very much, YouTube. Appreciate that. All right. Gino Haddad says, congrats on getting cute today. We are about to see the Dems turn on each other like never before. It's going to be epic. Can't wait. Thank you very much, Gino. And yes, I think that they are. I do believe that, as he said when Jim Comey got fired, it allowed them to get all this new evidence. People started freaking out. They could see the writing on the wall. The people who didn't, I think, were probably the people who really had the most to lose. They were like, we're in it up to our necks, and there's no turning back now. Social Observer says, will Trump stop monitoring situations and start kicking some ASS? His tweet saying, be careful, tough guys, is encouraging. I think that's exactly what we're seeing right now. And that was the point that I was trying to get across, is that this is not just talk. Okay, you know, before it was like Trump was taking all these punches lying down. He had to allow the American people to see just how horrible the Democratic Party would be willing to be. They were willing to give up all of their morals and ethics and anything that was holy to them in order to destroy President Trump. And now that it didn't work, and now that the American public see exactly what happened and, you know, how low they are, President Trump is going to come back swinging. I do think that we're going to be seeing these indictments rolled out here very soon. This is the other thing. I've never been worried because I knew that these indictments exist. All right. You're not just going to have over 150,000 sealed indictments with the highest per capita indictment rate in Washington, D.C. and just have nothing happen. I mean, they're going to have to roll them out. We're going to be seeing something really soon here.
Yeah, that reminds me of that song with the Democrats where Trump has allowed them to steamroll them for a while.
Yeah.
I see your true colors. That's why I don't like you.
That's right.
So you should be afraid.
All right. I think that the next... Hold on. My camera does this weird thing. I have to make... There we go. No, not quite yet. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to be blurry for a little bit. There we go. Brittany Taylor, thank you very much for that super chat. Have you been keeping an eye on the we're going to call it the Kung flu, the situation over in China? You know, yes. I gotta be honest. Shine on 16, thank you for that. And Brent Lee says, God will bless our nation and our patriots. We're already blessed. That's the thing. Okay, we have just been witnessing this miracle rolling out over time in slow motion. Okay, and now we're finally at the point where everything is going to come to fruition. It's going to be realized. It's like putting a camera on stop motion and slowly watching a rose petal unfurl. You know, I mean, like, it's going to be glorious. It's here. You know, we're here, and it's going to happen. But yeah, so tell me about your opinion about this Kung flu. I mean, did you think that it was going to turn out this way? I mean, because I got to be honest. I mean, we've watched, you know, like the bird flu, the swine flu, and I just, you know, I said, be careful, but like, I don't think it's going to turn into a pandemic. I think it's like pandemic now. It's dangerous, very dangerous.
Yeah, you can tell that there's like there's like the floodgates haven't really been opened on the information. There's some gnarly stuff that as you've probably all seen on the internet. I've seen some video clips of trying to wrap my head around this. I've been seeing video clips of people kind of like getting out of trucks with full body suits, and then just like there's like a couple on the sidewalk or something, and then they like, or whoever, you know, they're like picking people up against their will, obviously, and taking them somewhere or something, and it's like whoa. You know, that's really what it made me think.
Well, you know, it's funny that you bring that video up because that is the first video I wanted to show people. This is scary, you guys. They are taking people forcibly against their will. They're putting them into quarantine centers. I mean, they're taking any large empty space that they can and just filling it with beds and basically locking the doors. They're also locking people into their homes, like into their homes in their apartment buildings, going so far as to weld pieces of metal across their front door so people can't get out, or parking police cars right in front of people's doorways so they can't open it. So I'm gonna go to the scene that you actually had just mentioned. This is a scene in Wuhan of a couple, a boyfriend and girlfriend, a husband and wife, we don't know, but they are on the street and they are being rounded up, and then they're placed into the back of this mysterious white box. So let's go ahead and look at this. In Keystone, I'm hearing 350 to 400 per day, and that's only in one area. So I don't know. The thing is, it's difficult to tell. You know, and they're crying. This is heartbreaking. They're also now arresting people for not wearing these face masks. If they see people on the street walking around, then they're grabbing them and putting them into cop cars. So look, they put them in the back of this mysterious white cube. You know, why the cube? I mean, is it just that they were unable to secure a box truck? You know, and then that's not the only thing. I mean, and then these people start screaming once they're inside the cube. So it really makes you think, you know? I mean, like, what could possibly be happening? I mean, is it just that they are so upset that they're being taken away? Is it that something very terrible is happening once they get inside the cube? You know, I mean, there's other videos where I'm going to show where they're like fogging the streets, you know, almost like in areas where there's malaria. You know, they'll fog some type of disinfectant, and they've also started setting up like a disinfectant like walkthrough. Like if you're going to be going into public, then you have to walk through this, you know, aerosolized disinfectant. You know, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, and we've had one death now. We've also had one death here in America as a result of this stuff. I mean, are you hearing anybody in your area like openly talk about this? I mean, is this a subject that people are concerned about, or you know, is the mainstream media narrative kind of, you know, taken over?
People are talking about it. People at my work are. There's a couple people that I work with that are, you know, in their low 20s, 21, 22, 23. It came up, and so I was with some of the guys at work, and I said, all right, guys, I'm just gonna say it. Just tell me what you think, because I just want to do a poll. Because they, you know, they don't know all what I do here on
yeah.
So, you know, I just talk about work while I'm there. I don't talk about anything else. But so I said, what should we do though? Is now the time to get the masks? Should we get the masks now here, or should we wait? How do we know when the time is to get the masks? When should I get my own mask or my suit or my whatever? You know, when should I start doing that? And we were like, well, I don't know. And one of my buddies was like, you know, I suppose this is a poll. One of my buddies was like, no, I think it's just a hoax, man. I just think it's just kind of like bird flu or something. I just think they're making it sound worse. And then I had another friend that said, he was like, that's a good question. Are we going to wait until someone right in our backyard gets it? That's when we get the mask, or should we just start wearing the masks now?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, for sure. So I'm kind of half in the, get the mask now camp. Also, as you were playing that video with this excellent commentary, I was thinking, you know, because we're like right to bear arms people here too, you know, so we're all about that. This is what it looks like. That's what dawned on me when I was watching this clip on Twitter the other day. I was like, this is what it looks like when they want to take your guns from you. This is what it looks like when they want to do a quarantine in your town. I mean, this is like at least a template for what it would look like, some American version, you know, but probably, you know, exactly the same. Mm-hmm. And so I was thinking to myself, you know, just going to tip my hat to your sponsor in the beginning, you know, that, you know, I got enough rice and beans, but then it got me thinking, you know, how long have these people in China been quarantined? Yeah. Do you know how long so far?
It's been since early January. I mean, it's been going on for a minute, and it doesn't look to be slowing down at all. Here's the thing that really got me is that because it's aerosolized, I mean, it just travels in the air now. That means that, first of all, the masks, they can't produce them fast enough. They have a worldwide shortage because so many people are buying them in China. The other thing is that because it's aerosolized, they can't stop it with those masks. It's not enough to stop it with those masks. So it's very, very concerning because if it does jump over here, I think that it would be too late. There's another thing that I saw. One of the original doctors, obviously, you know, passed away the other day. He's the first guy to sound the alarm. Another doctor in that hospital recorded video footage of himself and was talking about his sell your cloak and buy a sword. D&D over here. He said that it was, read the back of Lysol. Well, I know about the back of Lysol, but I don't know if it necessarily kills this version of it. We've got some specific stuff about this. The White House is asking questions. You know, I mean, it's got them and their interest peaked. But he said that he had no symptoms. Okay, he had a slight fever, no coughing, no sneezing, no runny nose. Next thing you know, it's like his lungs are filling up the fluid. You know, I mean, people walking down the street seemingly perfectly healthy and then dropping to the ground and, going into a seizure. Real quick, Brent Lee said, God will bless our nation and our patriots. That's right. Joe Martinez says, thank you for your work. Brittany Taylor says, everyone search Fall Cabal on YouTube. It's a 10-part series explaining everything that has happened and how we've been dumbed down in a simplified way. Great way to wake people up if you share. Thank you for that, Brittany. Michael Kenny says, imagine the vids that have been scrubbed before we see it. Yeah, there is so much. And it also, they're going after people who are sending the information out. You know, this Twitter account that I found, I think his name is Max Howe or something like that. I'm going to share it. But he has gotten the most information, and they are actually going after citizen journalists, people in China, and throwing them into the quarantine centers if they are caught sending out information. They are tracking this stuff so hard because they don't want the truth to get out. And, you know, it seems like the American media has just, you know, bought it up. You know, I mean, like, of all the things to fearmonger on, you know, they just, you know, destroy this country in any way that they can. But they're not interested in telling people, you know, hey, you know, just be aware that because I don't want to get called for fearmongering. You know, it's like I just want people to be aware of how bad it is. Christopher Ray says, Q is strong in Odessa, Texas. Please say hi to my wife, Stephanie Ray. We are driving, listening. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Hello, Stephanie Ray and Christopher Ray. Glad you guys are watching. Glad to have you here. Social Observer says Wu flu was a race-specific bioweapon that intelligence agencies let the Chinese government steal on purpose. This is something that I heard too. Let me see. I can't remember the guy's name. He used to be involved in this channel called Project Camelot. I want to say his name is Bill or something like that. But he said he had heard that this was a bioweapon that was specifically designed for, I guess, Chinese people or Asian people. Even if that is the case, we know that this stuff can mutate if it gets out into the, the open environment. So there is a biological weapons division, which is right next to Wuhan. So let me see. I wanted to show this about the very first death right here in the United States. So where is it? It was in 24-year-old nurse. She shares her experience. That's somebody recovering. Let me see. I guess I don't know where it is. They don't tell you where it is. But the thing that was really crazy was that there was this scientist who had somehow been involved with this. He's a Canadian scientist at the center of a Chinese bioespionage probe. He was found gone in Africa, okay, under mysterious circumstances. His name was Mr. Plummer, Dr. Frank Plummer. He apparently has a habit of having biological material that he's working on get stolen. So he had been working on the vaccine for this, and then he disappeared, and then he shows up, and he's no longer with us. But the thing that, makes me think that there is some truth to all this stuff is that the White House is asking questions. The White House is asking scientists to investigate whether this particular version of this virus was bioengineered. And, I think it goes without saying that there's a high probability that something like that could actually be taking place. I mean, we have that bioweapon facility right next to, where it erupted. I think there was even a second one that was very close to it. I heard people talking about a female Canadian scientist who had connections to it, and it was going back and forth. Jojo says that Bill Gates has the vaccine. I don't know. We'll have to see. But thank you, Jojo. Also, I need to say thank you to Momo. Greetings from Hong Kong. Stay safe. Oh, Momo, please be careful. I saw that people were getting sick in Hong Kong as well. Chris Hawkins says, RP78, you took the words out of my mouth. It's going to go faster and faster. Be prepared, everyone. Our best weapons are prayer, love, and turning knowledge into wisdom. Thank you so much for that, Chris. Coco Scott says, keep it up. Thank you, Coco Scott. I do appreciate it. Lindsay Lass says, Q works with Q Plus tweeted, we won't let it happen. Okay, all right. I sure hope that's the thing. President Trump said that he had actually, shut it down. I mean, he said we shut it down pretty quickly. I think that he was referring to, the quarantine, you know, I mean, not allowing people to fly in from over there. Bill Gates is a bad dude. Bill Gates is a real bad dude. And you guys, I did want to say thank you very much for all of the birthday wishes that you guys gave my girlfriend on Twitter and on YouTube. Some people thought that I had forgotten her birthday. No, what I forgot was to put a notice out that I wasn't going to have a video yesterday. So I do appreciate your concern. Daniel Turgeon says, Canada apparently sent this stuff to China. Sorry, Trudeau is a traitor. Yeah, I think so. I mean, do you got any theories on it from everything that you've seen, or you have any working theories?
Are you talking about Trudeau, or are you talking about the...
Hey, bring Trudeau into it, you know? I mean, like,
Okay.
the whole situation, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, as you were saying all this stuff about the guy who just has a habit of getting his little bio stuff stolen from him occasionally. Okay, first of all, I don't have anything stolen from me, so it's weird to have something continually be stolen from him. And then as you were saying that, I was like, are we in some sort of like action movie or something? What is this? Like, there's this guy who continues to get this stuff stolen from him. Like, what is this? What is this? And then like it could be like bio warfare or something. I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
And it's specific to race. Like, huh? And I'm like, dude, I shall have no fear as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, for Jesus Christ paid the price for my sins on the cross. And I have already, Jesus won the war, and I follow him. So it's a wrap, son.
Yeah.
That's like where my head goes straight to.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. You know, I mean, like, as a result of my faith, I don't have any fear of dying. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Yeah, I'm more fascinated than anything else. Every time I see a plot by these types of people, you know, how far they're willing to go, it is absolutely stunning to me. You know, I mean, like, you know, please, you guys, have a little bit of consideration for the rest of the world. You know, I mean, obviously, Bill Gates is going to profit, you know, greatly from this. If the entire world has to be vaccinated as a result of this outbreak in China, I mean, how many billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars, do you think he's going to get as a result of that? And then they're going to continue to vaccinate every single person that's born. You know, what is that going to do? It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy to see this going on. Let me see. I did need to say thank you to DJ Scratch D's. What are your thoughts on B2 equals 22 and all the carpet laid this week? Well, I guess you're going to have to be more specific. B2 equals 22. Was that in a post today? I haven't even seen the new posts. I've been getting my new studio here in the basement set up all evening. So let's go ahead and we're going to actually pull up these posts. I want to see what's new on the block here. Do you got those pulled up on your end, Jay?
Sure, I can hear. Oh, I love looking at new posts.
I know,
new
right?
drops. Yeah.
Julian's Rum got tweeted, and then Carluska again. Carluska P. Let's go ahead and see. What did Julian have to say? Now I was lucky. I was familiar with that organization from my time as director of the Clowns in America. Let's see. White House position rapid changes. Why? Planned. Visibility in one helps another. Connected. Clowns to Secretary of State, North Korea, Iran, Russia, China. MX. Why is this relevant? Okay, so the it actually is two posts. It's Carly and Julian together. Let's go ahead and listen to what we have to say from our friend Kansas at the Secretary of State.
Last year, I received an invitation to an event that promised to be, quote, an occasion for exclusive deal-making. It said, quote, the opportunities for mutually beneficial economic development between China and our individual states are tremendous, end of quote. Deal-making sounds like it might have come from President Trump, but the invitation was actually from a former governor. I was being invited to the U.S.-China Governors Collaboration Summit. It was an event co-hosted by the National Governors Association and something called the Chinese People's Association for Friendship and Foreign Countries. Sounds pretty harmless. What the invitation did not say is that the group the group I just mentioned, is the public face of the Chinese Communist Party's official foreign influence agency, the United Front Work Department. Now, I was lucky. I was familiar with that organization from my time as the director of the Central Intelligence Agency, but it got me thinking, how many of you made the link between that group and Chinese Communist Party officials? What if you made a new friend while you were at that event? What if your new friend asked you for introductions to other politically connected and powerful people? What if your new friend offered to invest big money in your state, perhaps in your pension, in industries sensitive to our national security? These aren't hypotheticals. These scenarios are all too true, and they impact American foreign policy significantly. Indeed, last year, a Chinese government-backed think tank in Beijing produced a report that assessed all 50 of America's governors on their attitudes towards China. They labeled each of you friendly, hardline, or ambiguous. I'll let you decide where you think you belong. Someone in China already has. Many of you, indeed, in that report are referenced by name. So here's the lesson. The lesson is that competition with China is not just a federal issue. It's why I wanted to be here today, Governor.
Wow. Wow. This is obviously all about China. The entire thing from the very beginning, you guys, China has been number one. And just imagine if the public arm of the Chinese Communist Party infiltrating our government, infiltrating business, infiltrating Hollywood, okay? We've already seen a lot of that recently. You know, I mean, do you know if you have much investment by the Chinese government in your area? I mean, I'm assuming that you live by like a port or something like that. And I know that China tried to take over all U.S. ports, basically.
Yeah, it's funny. I like to look at real estate and stuff just for, like on Zillow, and look at LoopNet and stuff, commercial spaces, and I do see like, you know, Asian entities owning, you know, skyscrapers and stuff like that that I've seen. And it's kind of like as I'm cruising by it, I go, oh yeah, so a Chinese guy owns that. As I cruise by it, and it doesn't pop through very many people's heads. Yeah, that they're storing their money here as well. And then, yeah, like Pompeo was saying, I watched this afternoon, and he's like, yeah, so they're making friends with you, and then all of a sudden they want you to be a part of something, some sort of whatever. We've got an offer for you, or hey, we'd like to invest in whatever, what it is that you mentioned in conversation the other day, and then they get invested in like whatever the program is, and then they go, hey, you know what? Don't do this. Don't talk to Taiwan or anything like that. And then when you do, then they pull the money, which is exactly what he was talking about. And so it's crazy to think that our country, our mindset is under a constant onslaught of all sorts of forces are constantly vying for us. Our mind, our actions, our deeds, what we think, what we talk about. It's crazy.
Absolutely. And somebody pointed out that China owns the NBA too, and what you just said, China pulling their money out, that's the best thing they could do. Imagine if they already have a dossier on every single American governor, okay, labeling them as friendly or, against having China come in. Think about all of the things that they would know about these people, how compromised they are. Okay, how many people do you think that China has on their payroll in the U.S. government? How many of our senators and congressmen, people in the administrative branch, people in the White House? I mean, all they have to do is pull a switch, flip a switch, and next thing you know, all of the dirt about each of these people comes out. Of course, they're going to sell out America, because not only are they going to protect their own fortune, but they're also going to stay alive.
Can we get reciprocal? Can we get reciprocal? Can I get a reciprocal? You know what I'm saying? Yes. And then what Mike was saying, Mike was going, can I get some reciprocity? Love Donald Trump. I want that reciprocity. But we're like, can we do that at the school systems in China? Can we influence? No. Can we influence the leadership or arms of the leadership. No, you know what I'm saying? It's
these
bonkers.
People. So I need to say thank you to DJ Scratch D says the calendar week starts on Sunday. Sunday was 2-2. Can be read as B2. A lot of good fire for effect this week. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, and it was also a palindrome. 2-2-2020 was the palindrome when you flip it around. So, yeah, that could have been the B2 all along. I mean, clearly, if this was a biological weapon, that really would do a whole heck of a lot to take China out as a player. If they were willing to completely take over our country in this covert manner, going, years and years under the radar until finally all they have to do, because all they have to do all at once is just, call in all their debts, okay? Collapse the American dollar, and this country is ruined, I mean, if we were to keep all of that money, if we were to, say, hey, this is an action by a foreign aggressor, so guess what? All this property is ours. All this money that you have is ours now. And plus, we're not going to make any products there because nobody wants this Kung Flu. I mean, here you go, guys. Problem solved. Lenore Sullivan said, why did China steal it and for what purpose exactly? I don't know. I think that it's more likely that it was used against China. Momo says Australia is full of CCP agents. I saw a program very recently about Australia. This very thing. They were sending people in to run for office in Australia so that they could take over the Australian government in the same way that they've obviously tried to take over our government. I don't know in my town if China has very much property, I mean, it's a college, and I'll tell you what, I do see a lot of Chinese students there. They have some incredibly expensive cars. They have them flown in or shipped in on a container, and then they drive them here. It is kind of scary when you think about it because they have been slowly taking over for a very, very long time. And, when you see stuff like LeBron James chastising people for coming out against the persecution of political dissidents just because it's the Chinese government doing it. I mean, you have to wonder, how much more do they have?
Yeah, and it just as far as the, the situation that everyone is Kung Flu fighting, I said throw that in there.
I love it.
But it's kind of crap. Then I lost my train of thought, and yep, I did lose it.
All right, that's fine.
Sorry about that.
Chris Hawkins said, wow, in relation to Kansas's speech. Thank you. Michael Kenny says, Dr. Peter Salma, Google that real quick, RP. I know about Dr. Peter Salma. I don't remember exactly where it was, but I'll pull it up. And then Brian Beller says, a Chinese company owns the Ohio Turnpike, and they have for decades. What? The whole turnpike? I thought that was like a public property. I mean, the state of Ohio owns it. Barroway SF says that's how it is that's how it's like in San Francisco. Empty luxury apartments owned by people in China. There shouldn't be a housing crisis here. No, there absolutely should not be a housing crisis here. Let's see. And then Azure Sky says, did you see the China spraying video I sent you on Twitter? Sorry, it's kind of late to the party. I did see a China spraying video. We'll go ahead and go back here to this is Max's profile right here, and we'll show that off. So yes, this is them spraying, just going down the street. We've got video here of them trying to lure people out of their apartments. We've got video of the cruise ship. Someone did pass away on that cruise. Oh, that's where the death was. We've got video of, it looks like, okay, guys, this one really kind of scared me. This is... I'm having trouble muting the video. There we go.
I haven't seen this, bro. What is this?
Okay, so this is some construction site, and it looks like they're lining the inside of this giant hole. All right, so that immediately, to me, makes me think about mass graves, or a giant mass grave, So I don't know, though. And then we've also got, that was the people in the white box. This is a quarantine flight coming out of China. Right here is video of someone being arrested for not wearing a face mask. And the police are coming after them pretty hard. Not very nice. Here is the inside of a quarantine center. The thing about this is that they're very open about the fact that this is not a hospital. This is not for health care. This is just for quarantine. They are only putting people here so that they can get them off of the streets, keep them out of the way. More face mask patrol right here. People getting arrested because they're not wearing face masks. This is somebody who is in a... oh, shoot. Hold on. Why won't it let me? Okay, so this is somebody that they suspect of being infected, and they don't want to get near them. They don't want to be too close because they don't want to get infected themselves. Very, very scary. Well, let me turn that volume back up for when we go back to something with sound. And then here is the spraying. There's a woman her neck is broken because she's pulled out of a car very roughly. So right here, all of these apartment buildings are full of quarantined people, and they're all screaming and yelling to each other. They're speaking to each other from the insides of their apartment buildings, and it's crazy. Now here is some posts talking about up to 400 people dying per day, here we go. I'm a lab technician at Hoshinshan Hospital in Wuhan. The situation is so much worse than you know. Reported dead of coronavirus are just... Oh, I screwed up. Just the sudden type, not pneumatic. Daily removes pneumonic patients do not return. Whole sections of hospital, 200 rooms each, and not recorded. They are filled immediately with new pneumonic. Please know we are trying, but there is simply too much. 200 to 400 a day. Army moves them out into vans, and they do not return. So that's not even people that are necessarily expiring. That's just new patients every single day. So when those people leave, where are they going? Are they taken to another quarantine zone? They're taken someplace. Oops, wrong scene. They're taken someplace where they're held onto until it's over. Very, very distressing when it gets down to it. Momo said Kung Flu fighting. That's right. This Life is Mine says X22 says it's about hiding collapse of the central bank. How cool would that be? I mean, I would absolutely love that. I don't have enough information to know one way or the other, but Dave is a smart guy. So, I mean, if he's saying that that's what's going on, then I sure hope that is. Because if it is what's going on, then, the central bank collapse is going to be good for all of us. Untitled 82 says, Sup, Jason, glad you're here. I'm late to the show. Glad you're here, too.
Hey, real quick. Untitled 82, my man. So Untitled 82 accepted Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior on my live stream a couple days ago. He confessed to follow Jesus and repented of his sin during the live stream. So Untitled 82, my brother.
That's awesome, dude. Well, call in a few minutes when we do the call-in. Hey, Jude says Nike is now doing the uniforms for Major League Baseball. So does that mean that that China now owns the MLB too?
Oh.
I mean, nothing is sacred. Nothing is American any longer.
Oh, dude. Everything's for sale.
Yeah. Crystal Pistol, thank you very much for that, Crystal Pistol. I'm not fear-mongering Rosie for rivets at all. I'm not fear-mongering at all. All I'm doing is showing this information that I found today. And I'm asking you guys what you think about it. The whole point is for us to have a conversation. So if you have some specific thoughts about what we've seen when we open up the phone lines at 10 p.m., you guys, by all means, call in. If you think that, I'm starting to think that this is, something where there's nothing, then obviously I want to know you guys' opinions, all right? So don't accuse me of fear-mongering. We're having a conversation. If we don't talk about it, then whatever.
Yeah, fear-mongering would be something like, kind of behavior. It would be kind of like, this is not fear-mongering. This is regular conversation about current day stuff that is worth talking about.
Yep. I mean, unless, Rosie, you're a Chinese agent. I hope not. I hope not. But please call in and tell me what's going on. Made in China's America. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I mean, long story short, I hope that everything's okay, but it appears to be, a pretty dire situation in China. And I think that, whatever we can do to make sure that, the people of the world are taken care of, I'm all about that. I'm also all about bringing all of that business and commerce back to America and starting to invest money in our own country. Yeah, deaths might be from starvation. It could be, it could be from a lot of things. I mean, if the whole country is shut down, basically, I mean, because it's how many, I don't know how many millions of people, tens of millions of people are under quarantine. So they're running out of food. They're running out of, Dr. Salama died suddenly right before this virus went public. That's where I heard that. They said that he died of heart failure. He worked at the WHO, the World Health Organization. But yeah, I mean, if everybody in those areas is under quarantine, toilet paper, basic necessities, who's running the power plant, who's filtering the water, I mean, like it's a big thing, And I find it odd that the flu started as soon as the China trade deal was signed. Poopy pants. Yeah, that I noticed that too. I thought that was a little strange as well. I mean, lots of things. 500 million, Cole Howard says, under lockdown. 500 million. Ask Methods. Methods, are you here, buddy? Isn't she all ticked off because we only sent 100 million rather than the 650 million he wanted? I guess he might be. I don't know anything about it. Son of a green card. What's up, buddy? I got your message too. This would also be the best excuse for them to round up people that they disagree with. Yeah, heck yeah, it would be. I mean, like I saw video footage of people who were citizen journalists who were getting rounded up and being taken away. Initially it was bats. Now I'm hearing that it's pangolin. Pangolin is a scaled animal. I don't know if it's a marsupial or if it's a mammal. Honest Content says the question to ask about the Kung Flu roundup is what religion are all these people? Yeah, government crackdown using smoke and mirrors. It very well could be. And my loving girlfriend says, please slow the chat, honey. Okay. We're on a 30-second slow mode, you guys. I'm going to go to 45-second slow mode. But I need to get the information on screen for you guys to call in, and I'm going to send out the link. So, I mean, I'm serious. I want to know what you guys think about all this stuff, because I think it's a fair question to ask. I mean, we're talking about world events here. And hold on. Let me just fix this. Let me see. There we go. No, that's not going to work. All right, you guys, don't call in yet because this information is going to be incorrect here. Let me get it set up. Let's see. That is... No, there we go. That's what I want. The meeting ID. And cut... Okay, meeting ID is right here. And give us a call, guys. Give us a call. Let's talk about this stuff. There we go. So the meeting ID is 370-414-744. And the link to join via your computer or your phone is in the chat. There you go. I'm going to also put this in the description of the video. It's going to go right under the sponsor information. Yeah, and also, if I was fear-mongering, I would be telling you guys that you had to be ordering food from my sponsor. But that's up to you guys. They do have a tremendous order going on right now. Nao is our first guest with your question. Nao, you're going to have to get your information correct with your microphone. So go ahead and jump in here with us, and we'll talk about what's going on. Jump in here with us, and we'll talk about what's... There we go.
Do I have you?
Nao, are you there?
I'm there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes. You're on the air with me and Jason. How are you?
I'm well. How are you guys tonight?
Good.
Good.
Great.
So, yeah, what's going on?
So glad to talk to you. So really quick, I work at a Christian radio station.
Cool.
And I am surrounded by awesome Jesus lovers and followers. And I still have a really, really hard time talking about Q to them. Like, they know the nature of good and evil. None of this is like out of the realm of stuff that we're all, we get it. But yet it's still so very hard to talk about it with everybody. What would you two suggest with bringing this up with people? Because in my mind, Christians are we're the only ones that are equipped to go into these areas of darkness with the protection that we have. I mean, we should be telling every Christian about this, whether it's just to inform them that it's going on, that it's happening, that the entire government is full of pedophiles and Satanists. But it's like, how do we, if anything, we all just need to be praying. Like, why aren't we talking about this in church more? Like, why isn't this being talked about at church? Like, what do you guys think about all that?
Jason?
Well, I think that just kind of a way to kind of slide into it, as far as like, the really dark stuff is if you, talk about Moloch and Baal, clearly written in the
Right.
Old Testament, and then also passing the seed through the fire. And like, it's not going to be in front of the whole congregation. So that's definitely out, because neither of us are in the pulpit. So it's going to be in small group, or small group is led by someone, right? So maybe it's going to be in small group. If it's a question time, maybe it's going to be in fellowship at the water cooler, or getting the little snacks or the coffee before and after church. And so not all of my Christian friends are into talking about Moloch, but they're just not. They're not even down to. They don't want to talk about that.
I know.
So
nobody wants to talk about it, but it's
we're
the only ones that are equipped to be with the protection to go into all these realms, and it's just, I think that more Christians need to know about this, just for the sake of prayer alone. We need to have, I think it'd be amazing what we could do if we all prayed on like a consistent, like a schedule even, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
at 8, I'm praying at 9 a.m. You know what I mean? Like, if we had something like around the clock kind of thing, I think we could just move mountains with this and make a big difference, don't you?
Yeah, I agree. And I agree with Jason, starting with those obvious aspects that you can actually draw attention to, showing, historical relevance for, and then, show what's been happening with Trump, or, maybe start out by asking questions, in the same Socratic method that Q uses. To just get people, thinking, and use it to point out things that have happened, and, that you can actually point to show them what's been going on. Hey, I heard this was going to happen 2 years ago, back in October of 2017. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. God also calls each one of us into his purpose. And so, the life as a Christian, as you know, is a life of conforming to the image of Christ and glorifying God through Christ. And so that's our number one priority. So I think, I agree with you. I think everybody, from the Christian perspective, I think everybody should be should like flick through the Q drops and get red pilled, and tune into that. But I wouldn't want to, at least within the group of people that I fellowship with, I do want them all to be on the same page as us all, right? But I don't want to I wouldn't want to create a stumbling block either.
Right.
That would make them kind of like not really appreciate my witness as much, or anything like that. Because I have some friends for sure that it would be a straight up stumbling block with them.
Yeah,
for sure.
Don't forget, Q said that there's a large percentage of the population that is not going to be able to digest this stuff.
Right.
So I think it probably on a case-by-case basis you should go through. Well, listen, caller, thank you for calling in. We've got 17 people behind you, so I appreciate the call.
Enjoy your night, guys.
All right.
I will. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. I need to say thank you to Chris Hawkins. He said we need to pray for our brothers and sisters in China. Lenore Sullivan says, how are all the videos getting out if China's trying to hide? They could be using VPNs, unregistered phones, lots of different ways maybe. Brittany Taylor says it's not talked about in church because of 501c3. Could be. Most churches have been infiltrated by evil. I think that, obviously we know that evil has infiltrated, every level of society. But, I think that it's clearly, It's a lot in the leadership. Okay. I don't think that, at your your local parish or, your local chapter of whichever, sect of Christianity, or even outside of that you subscribe to, is it going to be very prevalent? I think we're talking about the higher levels. And then Baby Yoda says, "Hey, Red, can you explain Pepe the Frog to me?" Yes, I can. I do about 200 gigabytes of research a month and miss this subject. We've talked about this on the show before, Baby Yoda. We will touch on it again. Yes. It has a long and storied history. Pepe the Frog was originally a frog drawn by some cartoonist. He was kind of adopted and used in this meme, this feels good man meme on 4chan, and then it exploded from there. There's a whole bunch more. We'll do a whole big breakdown on Pepe the Frog and Kekistan, all of it. All right, so moving on to our next caller, the Keystone Channel, a good friend of the program. The Keystone Channel, are you there, my friend? Looks like she's going to have to unmute. Yeah, she's going to have to unmute. And then, okay, so that's the last super chat. That's great. Here she is. What's up, Keystone? How are you?
I'm fine. I'm in bed already because, Amsterdam. Anyway, I was calling about the Kung flu, and I was right before the show. I was actually checking on all those videos that you actually just showed. But then I saw from, Senator, I don't know if you guys have seen this, Senator Tom Cotton. Mm-hmm. He happened to have shared information about it, that it was from the lab. And although they started about, okay, it was because of the fish market, etc. But then he actually, tells about, how did he say it? Hang on. A biosafety level 4 super laboratory that works with the world's most deadly pathogens that include coronavirus. So he said that on the 30th of January. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Mm-hmm. Senator Tom Cotton is somebody that I'm familiar with, but I did not see that tweet. I see that he is definitely talking about it, though. His most recent tweet from 12 hours ago is about preventing it from getting over here and becoming an epidemic. But yeah, he's definitely not concerned about China's influence over him or America. He's out there talking about it in a pretty straightforward way.
Yeah, well, and there's something else. I had in November myself a very heavy bronchitis, and that's where I stayed in bed for 3 weeks actually. And then I found out about allicin, which is a substance that is within garlic. And
yes.
In England, they make these, and I saved it. I don't know. Is it in Mirrored?
Yeah, no. I see it. Yeah, Allison. Yeah. I've used it myself before too. Like sometimes, like if I didn't have it, I've just eaten a clove of garlic before.
Well, I took 2 of these. I slept 20 hours and it was gone. And I couldn't breathe for 3 weeks. And after that, it was gone. Wow. So just a tip for people in case, they want to know what it is. But I mean, I see many people saying, that's all BS, about the garlic. But it's not true. It's really working.
Yes.
I was like amazed how that worked. And
what's the response to this in Amsterdam? I mean, are people talking about it? Is it something that people are thinking about or even worried about?
Well, we don't have any cases yet.
Okay.
And but our government is as deep state as can be.
Yeah.
So there is this one politician that is a bit Trump-like, he wants to get out of the EU and all that. And he's starting to push, like, let's talk about this. Let's do something about it. And our government is just saying, like, no, we can wait till, still another week before we start taking, action.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're like a real small country, and with a lot of people. It's already in Germany, well, obviously America is very big, but I don't know about Holland, but Holland has like 18 million people. as in total.
Yeah.
So for such a small country, not having preventions, all living like, quite close to each other, I think it's it's idiocy to not take preventions.
Yeah, you need to do something to keep yourself safe. All right, well, listen, Keystone Channel, please keep yourself safe and check in with us next week.
Yeah, will do, and I'll talk to you all soon.
All right, see ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, coming up next caller is going to be Bales. Bales, you're on the air. Just got to get your microphone working. So, yeah, Senator Tom Cotton is speaking about this in no uncertain terms, definitely telling people to be safe, talking about the fact that Chinese government's doing a crackdown on it. You have to ask, why would the government, not want this information to get out if there's nothing to worry about? Clearly, it looks like there is. I think it's Allicin, Allicin, the raw garlic. Bales, are you there?
G'day, mate. How you going?
Yes, I've got you. How are you, my friend?
Mate, yeah, awesome. G'day, Jason. How are you, mate?
I'm chilling. Are you Aussie?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Hey, I lived in Brizzy for 2 years. I love Australia.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'm in Port Macquarie, not about 6 hours from Brizzy. So, yeah, going well.
Nice. Crack a cold one for us. matter of fact, take a roadie too.
Already am. It's lunchtime here. So, yeah, just quickly, congrats, Red Pill, on being cured. Mate, I won't keep you long because I know you've got a heap behind you.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to everyone that sent their prayers over here. The fires were just devastating. It's raining here at the moment in Port Macquarie. It's fantastic.
Good.
It's putting out the fires, and there's still a lot to do. But in relation to that, the Chinese, there is a great book out called "The Silent Invasion." How China is turning Australia into a puppet state. It's just incredible what they own over here, and I don't know whether it's too late or not, but it's horrible. So,
well, that sounds very interesting. I'm going to check that out. Back on the fires. I mean, what is the situation there like right now? I mean, is it still as out of control, or is it just a couple of isolated areas now?
There are still a few out of control. It's not as bad as what was a few weeks ago. They have had significant rain in a lot of areas, but there's still danger in a lot of areas as well, but not as bad along here on the east coast of Australia like it was. But so going well. But anyway, you've got a lot of guys to get on behind me. So.
Well, listen, thanks for your call, Bales. I'm glad you're safe, brother.
Yep, me too. And cheers to everyone out there, and stay safe. God bless.
God bless. Cheers. All right, awesome. We've had calls from 3 different countries already, you guys. Let's keep that up. Jason stoking the fire. A beautiful fire. Dana, are you there, buddy? Dana got Gary. Have you guys ever seen Team America World Police? It is one of my favorite movies of all time. Sam McKinstry, thank you very much for those 2 super chats. Gino Haddad says, Super Patriot Tom Fitton and Judicial Watch have sued Adam Schiff for docs on his subpoenas and phone records during the impeachment hearings. That is great news, guys. And then Sam McKinstry said, why hasn't Ash Carter ever been mentioned? Ash Carter. That name sounds familiar, but I'm not placing it off the top of my head. Jason, do you know who Ash Carter is? I'm going to feel like an idiot once I get it pulled up.
No, actually, I really don't. I wish I did so I could come
Baldwin
through with it.
Carter is currently director for the Belfer Center for Science and International Affairs at Harvard School. You know what? Actually, maybe I just read his name in an article earlier. There was this article that somebody sent me that my buddy Wayne sent me. Harvard professor and 2 Chinese nationals charged in 3 separate China-related cases. Dr. Charles Lieber, he was the chair of the Department of Chemistry and Biological and chemical biology at Harvard University. He was arrested this morning and charged by a criminal complaint with one of making materially false, fictitious, and fraudulent statement. And then there were 2 Chinese nationals charged and indicted for making false statements and acting as an agent of a foreign government. 2 of them. Dana, are you there, buddy?
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Good. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, just had to switch up the picture again. If none of you guys have seen Team America World Police, I highly suggest it. If not, just go to YouTube, type in Team America World Police Chuck, and it's the greatest 3 minutes you'll ever listen to in your entire life. Number 2, I can't really talk about it much because you keep a family-friendly program.
Thank you.
Jason hit up Severe the other day on Comfy Sunday, and we were talking about collabing on a song. Well, not me, but you guys should collab on a song called Thick Ankle Dogface, a moniker that Thomas from True Reporting has dubbed Hillary Clinton.
Okay, for sure.
I was wondering what it would be like to rhyme that moniker, Thick Ankle Dogface. What does Thick Ankle Dogface rhyme with? Jason, spit some freestyle based on Thick Ankle Dogface.
I was talking to a guy on this channel. She said Hillary is a thick ankle dog face. I'm like, no, she's a thick ankle hog face.
Keeping it real.
Last thing, man. Dude, you should do a show on Antarctica.
Oh, man. I would love to. It's just, I've touched on it a couple of times, but there is so much intrigue down there. Like, I honestly feel like to do it justice, I would probably need to, like, record it over the course of, like, a week or something like that so that I could get it together. Well, you know what, Dana? You have inspired me. I'm going to do a show on Antarctica within the next month, okay?
Perfect. Yeah, like, the one thing I found out most interesting, Tim Kennedy had a series on the History Channel called Hunting Hitler. And they tracked it down that Hitler made it all the way to Argentina and was trying to make it to Antarctica.
Yeah.
I just found it very interesting.
I definitely heard that.
What's going on there?
Yeah, I would like to know. I want to go to Antarctica. I want to witness this
Me
stuff.
too. So
Yeah.
would I.
Go check it out.
All right, have a good night, boy.
All right, Dana, thanks for calling in, brother.
Yep, see you guys.
Talk to you soon.
Peace.
All right, thanks, Dana. Always a good friend of the program. Sam McKinstry says that Carter was Secretary of Defense under Obama, and then JNBD says Judicial Watch is doing a great job. Support them. I supported Judicial Watch in 2019, and you guys should too. They are doing a great job. Keystone Channel says Edge of Wonder did Antarctica, but he had not much info. The guy had not much info. Okay. Well, is anybody out there an expert on Antarctica and want to come on the show and want to talk about it? Because I would love it. Hey, good friend that has never called in, MAGA Jedi 1745. What's up, brother? He's going to come in just a second. I'm on the air. No sound yet, MAGA Jedi. You're going to have to set your mic. MAGA Jedi. Not there yet. All right. Let's see here. Interview Linda Moulton. Man, I think I can reach out to Linda Moulton. How? Wanda Frank, also thank you for joining as a member of the program. I got no audio. No audio, MAGA Jedi. That's not the first time someone realized that.
Okay.
Hey, there we are. Right. Here we go.
How's it going, man?
It's good. How are you?
Good. I miss your show too much, and I was just laying in bed tonight. And I was like, man, I got to call in because I'm just a king of lurking, but I miss doing our shows with Hulk and Ardoc and Space Shot. So
well, you've been working on a documentary, haven't you?
Yeah, I have, man.
Can you talk about it on the air yet?
I'll give it a little sneak peek. I'm working with a certain 3-star general. That's all I'll say right now. But
love it.
I have messaged you on Twitter, but I know you probably don't read your DMs. But I did finish kind of a trailer promoting General Flynn's defense fund, and I can I'll tweet it to you in a little while if you want to give it a push.
I will.
It's very encouraging, and just get patriots out there to just throw a couple bucks his way, because I really believe that he's going to be acquitted.
Absolutely.
You
No,
know?
I do too. Even if it's not an acquittal, I mean, the president is going to pardon him. I mean, there's just no way around it. I do think that he is going to be acquitted, though, because it's so clearly obvious that, he's been railroaded. I mean, the government lied. They tried to do anything they could to get rid of him, get him out of the way so then they could go after Trump. It didn't work, and now they're screwed.
Well, I don't want to repeat conversations, but that's absolutely true. I've talked to Mike Jr. and he told me some things that just floored me. That it is absolutely true. They went after him.
Yeah.
And it was completely illegal. And I know that Sidney Powell is doing her very best to expose their absolutely corrupt, disgusting behavior.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that it's going to be sooner rather than later. I think that now it's looking a lot more likely that it's going to be sooner because now the president's been exonerated. Clearly, all of this information is about to come out. Trump is on the offensive right now, and the best thing they could do would be to send a strong message and just throw this whole case out and pay Mike Flynn back everything that he's had to spend. Okay, that guy deserves a lot more than just getting acquitted. He needs to be reimbursed.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And I just wanted to get face to face with you, and it's always good hearing you. So
awesome,
you're doing
dude.
a great job, buddy.
Well,
I
thank you.
appreciate all the work you do.
I really appreciate it. Thank you for calling in. Again, I said this on DM, but whenever this documentary is done, you have to come on the show and you can premiere like a section of it and talk about it in person.
I will, but I'll tweet out the promo tonight. I'll send it to you as soon as I get off. Okay.
All right, sounds good. I'll
All
share
right, take care, bud.
All right,
bye.
Peace. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Okay, awesome. How cool is that, guys? Doing a documentary on General Flynn. Very, very awesome. That's going to be incredible. Okay, up next is Frederick Brent. Frederick, you got to get your mic working, and we're going to get you on here. Baby Yoda says, where is Big Hair Tsunami? Could this be POTUS? Where is Big Hair Tsunami? Who is Big Hair Tsunami? In the chat? And then Rose Friend says, POTUS coming to Colorado Springs. Super excited. Thank you all Patriots for your hard work and God bless. Awesome. New Q drop right now. Also, I saw someone say that there is a 0 delta between the president's last tweet and this most recent post. Let me get this pulled up and we'll see what it is. Frederick, are you on the air? Hey, there's Big Hair Tsunami. There she is. Q.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Real quick, Comfy Sunday Red Pill 78 will live stream from a hospital bed while his girlfriend dabs drool off his chin. Not caused by the CV, but symptoms from her attractiveness. That's right. I recover every day I wake up and see her again. You whipped wuss. Baby Yoda is their love child. Oh, that's cute. We have our only children. I mean, we have children of our own, but our only children are the animals at this point. Honey, I hope that Muffin's being a good dog. Frederick, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good. What's going
Great.
on?
So, well, you were talking about the Wu virus.
Yeah.
You should definitely have a video to show your audience. It's at the 39-minute mark. It's Deception Bites, BYTS.
I'm familiar with the channel, yeah.
Okay, well, there's a lot of action going on that independent people are leaking out of that country and they're risking their own lives to do it. And one of the most disturbing videos was, like you said, the hospitals that they're setting up. They're totally contaminated centers with no bathrooms. They have little doors that lock inside and the outside so people can't get in or out. And they basically put the food to a little section of the wall. And then they have a crematorium right there in which they're just piling bodies up. The second thing was the video that she sent out was in the streets. You can hear just a single, you could see 3 people walking, one guy with a machine, 2 others with guns.
Yep.
Blood in the streets. And you could just hear constant gunfire, but there's no return fire.
Yeah.
So it's a very disturbing video, but everybody should see it because I think it's population control. I think it's basically they're going after the patriots of that country or the people that are resisting against the government or their agenda.
Yeah, no, I think that they totally are. Somebody just said methods just got queued, but the last post I'm seeing is Cheryl Sullinger, and Big Hair Tsunami. I did see that you said that you're a guy. All those pictures are very small, so all I saw was the big blonde hair. So sorry about that, bro. Sorry about that. Yes, I saw those videos that you're talking about. It's clear that the people that are working as like these quarantine forces are just police. I mean, it's not healthcare support. It is the army, the military, whoever it is.
And one last thing is that one death in the United States, I don't believe it, because I watched the press conference as soon as they announced it. And these people were just, off of scripts. Once again, in a very liberal city, I think that was to cause mass panic in the United States. So I don't believe that there actually was a death in the United States from that yet.
Well, I mean, it was my understanding that death was somebody that rolled in on that cruise ship. You got cued light. Oh, I see it. It was okay. It's Methods post inside Cheryl Sullenberger's post. Okay, we'll take a look at it. All right. So you don't think that anybody passed at all here?
No, I think that it's just propaganda.
Okay. All right. I mean, hey, it very well possibly could be. I don't think that they need to do anything else to scare everybody. But I certainly hope that it was propaganda. I mean, we don't need to lose any people to this disease. And congratulations, Methods.
Well, have a good night, guys, and nice talking to you.
Oh, pleasure talking to you too, Frederick. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
See you, Fred.
Yeah, bye.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that post. It's very strange. It's like it's super low quality. Methods, you normally snag these videos in super high quality. I don't know why they suddenly made this one low quality. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Where as a Republican, you get investigated from the day you get sworn in. 3 years later, they're still coming after you. Here's what amazes me. The Russian investigation, what happened? Half the people behind the Russian investigation are going to go to jail, and Trump was cleared.
Hopefully.
Well, just hang tight. Okay. They come after Trump on Ukraine, and Biden blows up. So every time they throw a rock at Trump, they get hit. So here's what we should look at. Why did the State Department not act when they were told about the conflict of interest with Hunter Biden regarding the Ukraine, right?
Right.
Who is the whistleblower? Does he have contacts on Schiff's staff? Did Colonel Vindeman leak information to the whistleblower?
Right.
And as to the FISA warrant, how could you sign the warrant 4 times and not know the whole thing was off the rails? That's where I come in.
Okay, so you're going to do something, because even the head of the FISA court said it was wrong. It was not predicated on probable cause. You know the whole thing. So you're going to do something. You want to tell us what you're going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to give a list of witnesses to the Department of Justice that I want to call. It's going to be the case agent. I want to find out how this thing got so screwed up. Why didn't they tell about the Russian source who said, the dossier is not reliable.
That's
How could it be possible that it never goes up to the top? I want to know what Obama knew about this investigation. I want to call Rosenstein, Sally Yates, Comey and McCabe, and all the people who worked on this case to find out how it got so off the rails and make sure it never happens again. And I want to know who in the White House knew about this counterintelligence investigation against the Republican nominee.
Well, you and I both.
That's great. I like that. I just want to say, Beagle Guy keeps saying this chat is being censored. Beagle Guy, if you can't think of a more creative way to say what you're trying to say, then I don't know what to tell you, buddy. But we try to make it a family-friendly chat over here. We don't want it to be nasty. So yeah, go ahead and just think of saying it in a different way. So what do you think? Half the people are going to go to jail. I think that a lot of people are upset that all the people aren't going to go to jail. But you have to remember, we've got a chain of command here. I mean, like, people are probably being directed to do things. I mean, that's a very scary proposition to be told that if you don't go and do this, don't rubber stamp this, you're going to lose your job, your family's going to be homeless. And I also want to say that was a solid queuing for Methods. And what are we up to 15 right now, something like that?
Rocking them home, Methods.
That's
Dig
right.
it.
Hitting home runs every day. You got to love it, dude. You're doing great work. So I think that there's going to be probably a lot of people who roll over on other people, and as a result of giving information, they're probably not necessarily going to go to jail, probably going to lose their security clearances, probably going to lose their jobs, probably going to have their lives ruined, but not necessarily going to jail. I think that jail is going to be reserved for the worst of the worst. Like, Brennan and Comey and McCabe, those people better go to jail. I really hope so.
Yeah, and I think you're 100% right about they like to cannibalize each other.
Yeah.
You can see the way they roll. They stick together at times when they need to, but then when their own neck is on the line, they're like, he did it.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I loved it that President Trump said that everybody was freaking out when Comey got fired. They were rolling back then on each other back then. How long have they had this information? I mean, so long. They've had so long. And I do want to say thank you to Big Hair Tsunami for the offer of donating your scalp. I will need that in the near future. Got a strong head of hair over there, bro. And I wish, you should call in and play your guitar. I'm assuming that you have like a wicked axe and you can... That'd be sweet. All right. Moving on to Aaron, my good friend Aaron. It is the same Aaron. What's up, Aaron? How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Excellent.
Where are you?
Here we are. You're here, buddy. You're here. Good stuff. And I think my girlfriend said something about putting up a China flag as reason for... Oh, well, I'm not censoring that, and nobody here is censoring that. So if somebody is... If you're trying to put up a China flag and it's not going up there, then that is YouTube. That is YouTube that's censoring it. It's not this chat. It's this platform. Exploding Pumpkin Productions says, bro, I tweeted the Flynn video to you and Methods. Okay. Aaron, if you don't mind, go ahead and tell us why you called, brother, and I'm going to retweet my good friend MAGA Jedi's trailer that he just tweeted to me.
Okay. Well, the Kung Flu, I think that the Kung Flu is... possibly the last arrow in the quiver of the deep stank.
Okay.
And, so whether it was meant for them or not, remember now in the Denver airport, which is supposed to be the cabal's world headquarters after they've done their population control.
Yep.
There's a big mural of someone with a gas mask and all these dead people.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So there's that. But the good thing is Trump was on the phone right away to China. And I think, he's everything's different when Trump's involved.
Oh, yeah.
So I think something might be more positive than negative here, but it is still a terrible thing if it's true. And I had really quickly, I know you have other people, but I had this really weird thought.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think of this. You know how Trump watches the board and the Anons and Q, that whole connection, right?
Yep.
So remember Anonymous?
Oh, yeah.
We will not do not forgive. We do not forget.
Yep.
Expect us. Maybe Trump was bankrolling that. They did go after one of the Mexican cartels. Remember, they dismantled a cartel.
That's true. That's very true. And I mean, I'm always leery about Anonymous because they were infiltrated at a certain point by the FBI, so it's like ever since that happened, I always wondered, like there's obviously different factions, I mean, like it's not like people get a membership card and, they're a part of Anonymous. I mean, all you got to do is just say like, I'm Anonymous and I'm doing this and, it's, because of that. But when you get like those big operations going on, because I mean, I think that there was like a segment of Anonymous that went after Trump. There was a segment of Anonymous that went after Q, So anytime I see those, I think that those are the government ones that are doing it. Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you think, Jason? Do you think Trump could have been bankrolling Anonymous back in the day?
I think it's a pretty interesting thought for sure. I'll just say what I think anyway. I think probably not, because for the reason I think he's been interested, but I think he's kind of half been a selfish man for a long time.
Yeah.
And just like I'm all about capitalism too. So it's like, just, going for it. But we've seen these character changes happen within him before our very eyes. So I don't know. I would lean towards no, but then I wouldn't be surprised because I've seen a lot of stuff that I never thought I would see under his administration.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing about Trump, before he got into the casino business, he went to the FBI and he said, "Hey, I'm looking at getting a casino over in New Jersey, but I know the mob's over there. What can we do?" And
I heard about this. Yeah.
He had FBI operatives undercover at his casino to make sure everything was clean. So he's cleaner than we think now. And he was told he was going to be president someday. So he's been living a clean life, I believe. That's my thought.
Yeah. I can roll with that too, for sure. You know, he's probably been this game theory meister for much longer than we think.
I think that what we're seeing, I think what we're seeing now is the true Donald Trump. I think that he's been playing a character for a very long time, and even now he's still playing a character. But we definitely had him being a certain type of person before, so that when it came around to time for him to run for president, you know, people had this, you know, opinion of him. They didn't realize that he was connected. They didn't know that he was such a patriot. They didn't know that he had any faith. And now it's a different situation because he's actually making America better again. All right, Aaron, thanks for your call, buddy. Somebody said you look like Elvis. You do. You got great hair.
I do Elvis shows.
That's right. That's right.
Somebody has to.
All right, I'll talk to you soon, dude.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Yep, peace. Okay, so we need to say thank you to Marshall Harrington. Says, great show. Thank you, Marshall, sorry. I Dream of Jesus says, did you watch Glenn Beck's Ukraine breakdown? Yes, I did. Methods did an excellent clip of that, and it was cute. Filled with Hope says, do you think Nadler wants to impeach Kavanaugh because of what the judge said about the military tribunals? If so, we are so close. Is this new? Is Nadler trying to impeach Kavanaugh now, or has this been going on and it just hasn't gotten much press? Anybody know anything about that?
Haven't heard of it. But Nadler's so mad. You can tell he's the most angry guy around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's really upset. Sam McKinstry says, something tells me Ash Carter is going to be big. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of a deep dive on Ash Carter. Sam, thank you. And then also Two Dogs Mike D says, and once certain individuals get locked up, imagine how many other canaries will come forward to sing. Yeah, I think we're going to have a very busy year. You know, I think that with this first round of arrests is going to, you know, cause a lot of panic. Tiffany Vinci says, do you think Hillary will ever get arrested? I do believe that Hillary will get arrested. What do you think, Jay?
I think they actually have the emails. Mm-hmm. And I think they're just waiting to drop them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it has to be, like, dropped at the perfect time. Or, you know, I think that's what a lot of this is going. A lot of this is about prepping people. Prepping, you know. I still even think that when people do get arrested and start going to prison, that there's still going to be people that are going to be like, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's
that's not right.
Orange man bad.
Yeah.
Red Pill 68. Hey, little brother, did you get my emails? Yes, I'm pretty sure I did get your emails, but send them again. I get so many, I don't always respond to them if I'm supposed to. So send emails again, and I will look at them tonight. All right, so next, there is a Q post about Ash Carter saying, remember that name. Ah, okay. That sounds familiar. Hold on. Let me pull up the board again. QMap.pub. Okay, so let's search for Ash Carter. Let's see. No, nothing comes. Oh, Cater. Ash Carter. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot more posts than I assumed would come up. This was a long time ago. I do remember this. That was the 14th post. I don't know. If anybody can get me the number for the Ash Carter post, that would make it a lot easier on us. Let's see. You think the Nadler thing is new. All right. Well, you guys, if you know anything about Nadler trying to impeach Kavanaugh, by all means, bring it up here on the program. And I will definitely look up the Fall Cabal series. I can't wait to see that. Let's see. So next is Galaxy A50. Galaxy A50. We got to get Jojo K. We've got 13 people on hold, 10 people waiting. We've got 10 people waiting on hold. Methods just commented on Cheryl. The content made it, and I'm happy for Cheryl. Yes, it's all about the content when it comes down to it. It's not like, I don't think Q is like, we need to post methods again to get our methods quota. And Q probably didn't even know that my face was in the video. It's a happy coincidence. But I'm glad to be listed among people who are considered to be true news, because it is an honor and a privilege to serve here alongside you guys. And I am extremely happy to be here at this moment in time. This could not be any other better time in the history of the world to be alive.
100% agree.
Yeah. AC. No, it's not coming up for AC either. Is there a kill box around it? Let's look for the kill box around AC. Nope. All right, you guys. If you can find it, are you Wheezy Girl? Are you asking about Justin Fall? That would be Faull. Galaxy A50. Your microphone is not working. I'm moving on to the next caller. It's Kip's camera. Kip's camera. Hopefully, Galaxy A50 will get their microphone situation worked out. Abraham Lincoln 2020 says, Red Pill 78, I checked the Hopkins map for deaths in the USA and I can't see anything. Was you given disinfo? It was an article. It just might not be updated yet. It was an article from Zero Hedge. Yeah, let me see. Soon there will be a second Snowden. Oh, might there be a second Snowden? Yeah. Well, do you mean a Snowden in a good way, or do you mean Snowden in a bad way? Somebody that's going to try to tear down the NSA as it exists now? Kip's camera is not working either. So Gino from the UK. Gino from the UK, you're on the air. Do we got your microphone working, Gino? Hi, Gino. Hi, Gino. We got your microphone, buddy. We got to get your microphone working. He's getting it worked out. He's getting it worked out. He hears us. Yeah. Well, I'll wait for you. Don't worry. Don't worry. We are bringing honest content to the front of this information war. That's correct, honest content. Marcus Gilson says, someone from Pkwy has to be watching. Is there a connection between 5J, Huawei, and Wuhan? That's an interesting question. You know, I mean, I think that the only connection that I see is just the fact that it's all China. It's all China related. It's just another way that China was trying to take over our country. And not just America. I mean, I think they have plans for global domination. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, it's all about that global domination.
Yeah.
You know, for sure.
Yeah, I got nothing yet. Nothing yet, Gino. Okay, Gino, I just unmuted you. Are you there? Hello? Hello? No, nothing's coming through. Oh, there you are. There you are. I just heard your voice.
Hello?
Well, you know what? That's not Gino. Hold on. Kip's camera, Gino, and Galaxy A50. Who's speaking right now?
Well, Galaxy A50 is my phone's name. My name is Cisco Lady Liberty.
Cisco Lady Liberty, what's up, my friend? How are you?
Hello, love. Hello, love.
Glad to have you here. You? I'm good. Let me change the name so that I don't call you Galaxy A50 on accident. There we go. Cisco Lady Liberty. What's going on tonight?
How are you, and how long have we been doing this? My goodness, to watch you grow has been amazing. I'm almost in tears. I'm so proud of you.
It's amazing for me, too. Thank you so much. I'm very, very grateful to be here with you guys. Yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, never would have thought. Never would have thought. How cool.
I remember your first show. I remember I used to be able to DM you when you didn't have a gazillion DMs.
Yes.
And so you do. I can take you back to remember the helicopters in Los Angeles. We were trying to figure out what were they carrying out, what were they doing.
Yeah.
And here's a zap from the past. I said, look, I've got this guy. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm an older lady. You know, we've talked, ex-military. I just want to be in the race, you know?
Right.
And I said, I can hook you up with this guy. I think he's got some hot information. Do you remember who that young man was?
No, who was it?
That would be Methods.
Oh,
hello,
my gosh.
Hello, Methods, love. Yep, I hooked y'all up. That's right.
That is so cool. That is so cool.
What a wild ride it's been. And I just wanted to put out a message of positivity if I could, because no matter what's going on right now, the most important thing, listen, like I said, I'm an old warrior. I've been through some stuff. You just got to keep the frequency high.
Yes.
You got to remember the hope, love, you know, if you want a red pill, you got to do it easy. You know, you can't, it's a buffet of some really dirty stuff out there. You can't put everything on their plate at once. You got to, start with the bread.
I completely
agree. Little bread,
agree.
little sauce. Little bread, little sauce.
Yep.
And just get in the game. I mean, I don't understand all this tech stuff. I really don't. Look, but I've been told by my son to make some pretty dank memes, and I think that's good.
There you go. Hey, that's an excellent way to contribute. So,
right, and just remember how you feel being a frog. We're in an army of frogs here, and isn't it fantastic? And when POTUS says something, and you just know there's a little something extra in there, and that little warm feeling you get, and that smile, that's all because of Q and us and the information and sticking together. And can you imagine going through what we're going through right now without that information?
Oh,
it's an amazing thing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been the glue that's kept us all together, And to your point about, remaining positive, I've always tried to do that, I mean, like, that is like job one, because I know personally how dark this stuff gets, back in 2015, like, I almost just dropped out for good. I was like, I don't know that I can handle all this stuff. I mean, like, when WikiLeaks came out with all that, all those emails, all of Hillary's emails, all of JP's emails, it was devastating on a lot of different levels. And so to now look back and then realize where we're at and like what part our country has had to play in setting the entire world free, and how we've almost overcome these most evil people in the history of mankind, it's an incredible feeling.
It's biblical. It truly is biblical, and it's global, and we tend to get caught up in our own little square foot of real estate. But we have to understand that, we just got to get through this. And, I dream of that one day I might be able to bounce my great grandchild on my knee and tell them, once upon a time, when a letter, the number 45, and an army of frogs saved the world.
Oh, that's amazing. You got to write a children's book.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it, Red Pill. And I just want to send love to JoJo and Grandpa C and Methods, darling. I love you. You're in my prayers every night. And I mean that with my whole heart. Just hang in there, everybody, and eat your garlic, doggone it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Cisco,
love you all.
Love you too. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll talk to you soon.
Baby.
Yep, you too. Bye-bye. Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. Looks like Gino still doesn't have his mic. Gino, are you there? I still got no sound, brother. No sound. You made it in and your microphone didn't work. It's all right. It's all right. Well, I mean, are you on a laptop? Are you on a laptop? No? Are you on the tablet or a phone? Maybe unplug your headset. Unplug your headset. Go with just the microphone. Yeah, I got nothing. Oh, it's not even... No. Oh, Gino, I'm sorry, buddy. We'll try next time, okay? All right, see you, brother. See ya. Oh, man. Gino, definitely call in next week. Definitely call in next week. Kip's camera, are you there? Kip, how cool would that be if that was Kip Simpson? Kip Simpson, reality reader. I watched him change his name like 4 times, and I'm glad that he's still making videos. All right.
Hello there. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, Kip. How are you, buddy?
Oh, well, my camera's not working, but if my mic's working, that's plenty good enough.
Your mic is working just fine. What's on your mind, brother?
Well, about a year into Q, and I didn't know about Q, I sat down and drew a map out. And my wife looked at me and sent me to Joe M's page and Plan to Save the World.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to organize my thoughts ever since those days. And obviously I learned about Q immediately. And that led me to creating a website that's goodnewsandtribune.com. If you could pull that up, I think you might find it interesting. This is basically a world premiere as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, you said Good News and Tribune?
Yep, just ram it together. And so anyhow, this was just an effort on my part to organize my brain. And I really had no specific goals at the beginning. I've played around with web pages for years. And I quickly realized I wanted to create a timeline to try to organize this stuff in the way it's happening. And ultimately that quickly led to a few different timelines. And it's obviously a work in progress, But this page right here, if you read down through the whole thing and look at it, this is a top view. You see where I'm linking to some of my favorite citizen journalists.
Yes.
And where were you that you're
I'm right there at the bottom. I see it. It's good. You got me, Space Shot, and Praying Medic on the same line, so I'm in good company.
That's interesting. That page was catched about, I don't know, an hour ago.
Good stuff, man.
But anyhow,
it's looking good.
This is my backstory of here, how I was exposed to the liberal world by my mother as a child. And I was there at the White House with Jane Fonda with my candle, seeing the Made for TV event. And immediately, even as a child, I knew something wasn't right about that whole thing. But I just kind of put it on a shelf for about 35, 40 years. And like I say, the last couple of years, basically since Donald Trump came down the elevator, I've started paying attention. If you look at the About page in here, a friend of mine actually asked me about what to tell his son about what the president said about women and, you know, the beauty contests and body parts and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that really is what kind of inspired me to do a deep dive in this in a lot of ways, behind just my background. And so anyhow, if it can help anybody else organize their thoughts about all this, I think that'd be awesome. And
I agree. I'm going to
look
throw
at the,
I'll throw
if
the
you go
link
back up
to
to that top bar. Well, there's my key quote about what to tell your son.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah. What section did you want me to go back to?
If you go up to the top bar, there's a what the heck is going on? The top title bar.
Okay, there we go.
There you go, right there. Timeline of what the heck is going on.
Okay, let me go back to it.
You'll see how I'm using these timelines.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Look at that. You can jump to a year. Holy jeez.
I just know that there's somebody out there that can help make this thing sing.
Oh, absolutely. Well, how would somebody get in touch with you, Kip, if they wanted to help out and help organize you?
You know, that's a good question. I will put a contact thing in there tonight.
Okay.
I don't think there is one. I don't think I've got one by design. Like I say, this is a world premiere.
Right on. Well, you've got plenty of time. My
thought on this is going to be ready for prime time soon.
Okay.
But I don't think it's time yet. I really don't. I just don't. But I think it's close. And I'm worried I'm not going to have it ready.
Well,
I know I've got a lot done. I have a pharmacy, for example. And if you've ever listened to Bernie at Truth and Art TV and his 4 categories of Patriots, A, B, C, and D, I've got a different pill, different video for all 4 different levels of people.
Sure.
That could obviously be massaged and involved quite a bit.
Yeah.
For different age groups and the like. There's lots of ways to play with the pharmacy.
Yeah.
There's a Know Your Comms that is just nothing but a couple of random thoughts, pretty much, of some of the the verbiage you got to know to really understand the talk.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also fun, and a lot of this stuff you guys find a way to make it fun, and that's why if you look at my top explanation there, I say news and entertainment often simultaneously.
Yes.
You can't laugh at this stuff. I think it just about drive you crazy. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, beautiful.
If you're any decent person at all. And so I know there's other people out there waiting. I've said my piece. I will get on here, and on the About page, I will make sure there's a way to contact. I'll add a contact page. That's his. I think I've got one. I just need to turn it on the menu.
You can put one in the footer too. You can have there's
right.
a million different ways to do it. So
I'll definitely do that. I will also
well, Kip, some people, this is something you might want to look into.
Here, let me give you an email. Can I give an email address?
Go ahead. Yep.
kipscamera@gmail.com.
kipscamera@gmail.com. All right, we're having some people saying they're having some problems with it. Obviously, this is something you can get fixed, but says the SSL certificate has...
let me comment on that. I noticed just tonight that when I pulled up my Microsoft Edge browser, it didn't want to let me go there. I use Opera and Chrome all the time, and I'm not having a bit of troubles. I never have. But I did notice that Microsoft didn't like my site. I've got a SSL certificate.
I'm using Safari, and it's working just fine. Somebody else said they're using Firefox.
I use Safari on my phone and tablet all the time.
Yeah. All right, well, keep us informed and keep working on it. As someone who has worked on websites for many years, you never really stop. It's always a work in progress.
Right. So anyhow, thank you for the time, and you have a great night.
Brother, you do the same. Thanks for calling. All right, awesome. Coming up next, we've got several callers calling in from their phones, so I'm not going to have a name. But sounds like you know that I answered now that you can hear me on the phone, so make sure you mute the stream in the background, and I'm going to bring you back in. Caller, can we get your name for the audience?
Hey, this is Plaid Chat. Is this Red and Jason?
This is Red and Jason Plaid Chat. How are you, buddy?
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. Hey, it's been a great week, great Super Bowl. I mean,
yes.
Trump got a great reception there. I mean, great State of the Union address. We had the acquittal, great jobs report. I had to call my buddy who's running the campaign here and kind of troll him a little bit about what happened in Iowa. I just wanted to get some results. Like, what do you guys think happened there is my question. And then I just want to bounce off the two of you guys. What your feeling is it looked to me like Trump is kind of, Kafka-esque kind of metamorphosis. I mean, he was no experience and now he's the executive. I mean, there's been a change here after 3 years of experience and beating them at their own game. I mean, this is a different animal, and it looks to me like there's been a little evolution, and he just looked phenomenal up there, and I just want to bounce that off you fellas, and I appreciate your time.
I think you're totally right. I think that he has been waiting to unleash this true form for quite some time. Like I said earlier in the show, America needed to see how far the Democrats were willing to go. How their hatred for Trump was going to allow them to sacrifice this country. It didn't matter how good of a job he was doing. They hated him. He was in their way. They had to get rid of him. America needed to see it happen. And now that they have expended their ammunition, he's coming out swinging, and it's time for these people to pay the piper. Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, and then flicking over to the other thing that you brought up, I totally agree with you, watching the evolution of this guy. And, it's obvious that he has a lot of boardroom experience and a lot of delegation experience. So I think that, all that experience that he had prior is definitely helping him out now. But I'm definitely seeing I think partially it's because we're privy to this. I think because we're really tuning into his stream of consciousness style. And he does drop breadcrumbs for us, and he does clue us in and stuff. But I'm stoked to see as things progress, how we're going to be kind of tuning into his personality changes and his leadership choices, after 7 years.
Mm-hmm. Right. And back to I was just going to say back to your question about Iowa. I think that was supposed to be a complete and total snow job. They were trying to get Buttigieg in there, and that's why he came out immediately and claimed victory, even though they hadn't counted any votes, when clearly there were so many problems. Nobody could get their information through. Nobody could tally it up. You saw that coin flip on my show. If
we had $1 on the line, I would have argued with you if that was a coin flip. For $1, I would have protested it. That was a bogus coin flip.
Yeah, totally bogus. I mean, the kid, he was like doing everything he could to make sure it was Mayor Pete, not Uncle Pete, Uncle Joe, Mayor Pete. Yeah, especially when we find out that Buttigieg had invested a whole bunch of money into that Shadow Incorporated, and it was the same people who worked with Hillary Clinton. Clearly, I think that what they probably wanted was Mayor Pete as president, and then maybe bring in Hillary as vice president, and then she would have just offed Mayor Pete, and then she would have taken over.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I tell you guys are doing a great job. Keep up the good work, fellas, and appreciate your time.
All right, buddy. Thanks for your call. See you, Chad.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Yep. See you. Bye-bye.
See you, man.
All right. Abraham Leaking says, red pill. There seems to be the first U.S. citizen that passed in Wuhan, not the USA. Try using DuckDuckGo for the caller's website. Works fine for me. Okay, thank you for the update on that. I appreciate it. Also, I need to say, let's see. Oh, Marcus Gilson says, someone from Q has to be watching. Is there a connection between 5G? We said that one. Chris Hawkins says, when real red pill girlfriend says you can't miss 2 days in a row, not only is RP78 true, but so is red pill girlfriend. Happy for both of your friends. Thank you very much for that. And yes, my girl is totally woke. She's awesome. Love you, honey. And then that's it for that. Okay, next caller is caller with the last 4 digits, 6540. Caller, you're on the air. Can we get your name?
Hi there. This is Teresa, but my husband calls me Mrs. Amazing.
You guys taking turns this week?
To say that. What's that?
I said you guys taking turns this week?
Yes, it is
awesome.
My turn.
Awesome. Teresa, well, I'm glad to have you on the phone here. Say hello to your husband. And what's on your mind?
So I am a nurse practitioner, and I see a lot of pulmonary patients, and I just wanted to add to the mask situation. So for starters, I would say to watch what this Kung Flu situation is going to be about, if it's going to be a problem for the States or not. But I would recommend taking it a step above just a regular paper mask and getting an N95 mask. And you can get these off of Amazon. Has that 95% protection against those fine particles. You use it for like people who, are sanders or, in the fiberglass. We used it in the ICU for patients who have tuberculosis. So that would be something I would recommend, is maybe stocking up on those just in case. And I would also recommend, I know it goes without saying, but good hand washing. Wash your hands to the point that your iPhone doesn't recognize your fingerprint. Wash your hands at every given moment and don't touch your face. That's definitely for flu season and everything else, but just keep an eye on this. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue here in the States, but I think you just got to keep an eye on the situation, especially for those who have, compromised immune systems, or, people who have COPD or any sort of, underlying lung disease. So that's just something to add.
Teresa, several viewers have just mentioned in the chat that all N95 masks are sold out on Amazon, and their prices have tripled since this outbreak began.
Really?
Yeah. So people are mentioning N99s or N100. Or is that just a finer particulate protection that you can get, or do those exist?
I think, to be honest with you, I don't know if that exists. I know in the hospital we used N95.
Okay.
I would think, because it goes to the point of the level of protection, like 95%. If something like that is out there, then I would say that's obviously the best. You would think the hospital would use something of that level, but we always use N95, so that's what I recommend.
Okay.
Even to the point, too, in the States, if somebody with the Kung Flu were to present, they would stick you in an airborne precaution room where you would be in a negative pressure room so that air can't leak out into the surrounding environment, and you would be in an N95 mask.
Okay.
I think that's something different than what we're doing here than over in China.
All right. Well, Teresa, we're at the top of the hour, so I just want to say thank you very much for your call, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Excellent. Take care.
All right. We'll see you. Bye-bye. All right, guys. And with that, we have reached the end of our regularly scheduled broadcast. I want to say thank you very much to JasonWasAGentile. Thank you very much to the audience. Thank you, everybody who called in and made this such a cool show. Jason, what do you want to leave the audience with?
Check out my YouTube channel if you like Bible studies, really in-depth expository stuff. Check out my YouTube if you like to hear patriot music and praise music. Also, if you have not accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you don't know when the Reaper will come a knocking. So it's imperative that you believe in your heart and confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, because Jesus claimed there is only one way to the Father, and that is through the Son. And if you're into like reading the Gospel of Thomas and stuff like that, if it's not in the canon, don't touch it. That's just a Christian brother telling you that. I love you guys. Love you, Red Pill. And fear is of the enemy. Okay, so if anybody had watched this or anything, and you're talking about the Kung Flu, fear is of the enemy. The Holy Spirit of God, the characteristics are love, patience, peace, kindness, self-control, perseverance, joy. And so if you're feeling fear, that is not of the enemy. That doesn't mean that it's Satan, but it's just not of the enemy. Okay, so let's crank open these Bibles, guys, and let's continue to support Red Pill 78. Thanks so much.
100%. You guys, I've seen the end, and guess what? God wins. All right, as always, this has been Red Pill 78. I am the Corruption Detector, and this was your Red Pill News. Good luck, everyone, and God bless.